Chapter 77. Carol's Redemption. It was a rainy day and it starts out with me, Lincoln, Linka and Lily playing video games and Very, Aline, Gabrielle, Lucy, and Lainey are reading books. Me, I've got you now. Lily, I don't think so JD. Linka, I'm coming in. Lincoln, we'll see about that. We were playing a racing game and Lily beat us. Lily, yes I won. Me, oh man. Lily, you are awesome. Lily, they don't call me the queen of games for nothing. Linka, I can't argue with that. The doorbell rang. Lainey, I'll get that. Lainey walked up to the door and opened it, and on the porch stood Carol Pingree, and she was wet, cold, shivering and crying. Her clothes were shredded and her hair was a mess. Lainey, Carol, why are you here? Carol, crying, I got disowned by my parents and I have nowhere to go. Lainey, oh man. Me, you got disowned? That's horrible. Very, come on. We took her to the kitchen and brought her some food and water. I made her some spaghetti and meatballs. She was eating and we decided to talk to her. Me, what drove your parents to kick you out? Carol, I got back from reform school 3 days ago and I got into a horrible argument with my father and they kicked me out of the house. When I was living on the streets, I discovered that I had another version of me inside of me. Very, another you? Lainey, like a split personality? Carol, yes Lainey. She comes out when I get angry. I call her Morgan. She made me do all sorts of terrible things as her. How did you know about that? Lainey, I want to become a forensic and criminal psychologist when I grow up. It's always been one of my key interests. Carol, I can believe it. Morgan is very ruthless and I can't control her. Now she's appearing whenever she wants. Carol's eyes turned red. Carol, I can do anything I want. I've always been better than Lori. Carol comes back. Carol, see? That was Morgan. Lucy, wicked. I've read that book, The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and it was very interesting. Split personalities have caused a lot of problems for a lot of people around the world. Aline, this is very serious. Lainey, I thought you like vampires. Lucy. Lucy, I'm actually into all the monsters and themes of horror. Lincoln, I can believe it. Gabrielle, British accent. This Morgan persona is a very dangerous creature and we have to stop it. Lisa comes in. Lisa, I believe I have the solution, friends and siblings. Follow me please. We all follow Lisa into her laboratory and she shows us a strange machine. Lisa, this is my prototype persona remover. I just finished it 5 days ago. Aline, cool. Lainey, I don't know Lisa. Are you sure this is safe? Lisa, it is elder sister. I tested it on a person with dissociative identity disorder, street name, split personality, and removed 4 personas from that person and cured him. Me, wow. Very, that's amazing Lisa. Gabrielle, incredible. This could be a new giant step in the fields of mental medicine. Lisa, it is. Carol, well if this will help me get rid of Morgan then I'll do it. I want to redeem myself and rebuild my friendship with Lori and rebuild my life. Me, I want to see this in action. This looks really cool. Plus Luan got light powers because her evil persona got out of her on its own. Carol, I've heard about that. We put Carol in the machine and turn it on. A red smoke covered her. In the recesses of her mind it went in and grabbed Morgan. On the outside in the second pod the red smoke manifested into Morgan. When it was done, Carol was forever changed and the machine opened up. Me, how do you feel Carol? Carol, I feel great. I can't hear her anymore. I'm cured. Me, it really worked. Very, I can't believe it. Lainey, incredible. Lucy, wicked. Lily, that is cool. Lincoln, this is amazing. Linka, no kidding. Gabrielle, wait. Look. We all see in the second pod and it opened up and revealed Morgan. She was a red-haired Carol and she had red eyes and red clothes. Morgan, where the crud am I? Me. So we finally meet on the physical plane. Morgan. Lisa, this is exactly what has happened when I tested it. My machine separates the evil personalities of a person with a split personality from the original host. It creates a physical manifestation of that persona and makes them a separate being. Their life energy is not linked and we can destroy them without any fatal repercussions to the original host. So we can fight her without causing any harm to Carol? Carol, that's great. Now I can make this lowlife pay for ruining my life. Lisa, I will gladly assist you. Carol. Morgan, I will kill you both and take over as Carol forever. Me, wait. Let's have you fight in the simulator. I know just the scenario too. Carol, simulator? What's that? We'll show you. Aline, you go get Lori. She's gonna want to know about this. Aline, okay. Aline leaves to get Lori. Lori's room. Lori was texting Bobby on her phone when her door opened. Aline, Lori. I'm sorry to come in like this, but we have a big problem. I'll explain on the way to the simulator. Come on. Lori got up and grabbed her sword and joined Aline as they ran. Lori, so what's up? Aline. Aline, you're gonna think I'm crazy, but Carol Pingree has a split personality that made her do all sorts of terrible things. Lori, that Viper Carol is a monster that deserved what she got. Aline, I'm not kidding. Lori. It made her do all that. It made her destroy your friendship with her and it made her into someone she's not. Lori, are you serious? Aline? Aline, yes. Carol told us and Lisa just removed Carol's evil persona who she calls Morgan with her new persona remover machine and Carol and Lisa are going to fight her. Lori, I won't believe it until I see it, but I have a feeling you're right. Aline, it also made her parents disown her 3 days ago and made her homeless. Lori, what? Are you serious? Aline, yes I am. They entered the simulator control room and Lori saw Carol looking at Morgan with intense rage and vengeful hatred. Lori, is that red-haired girl Morgan? Aline, yes. She's a physical embodiment of Carol's rage, arrogance, narcissism, pride, and sociopathic nature. She's extremely ruthless. Lori went into the simulator. Lori, Carol. Carol, Lori. Hugs Lori and cries. Lori. I'm so sorry I broke off our friendship. It was because I had a split personality. Points to Morgan. She made me do all those horrible things to you and ruined my life. Lori, Carol, I can now see that it all wasn't your fault. Carol gets better. Carol, yet. Lori, now let's destroy this demon. Carol, yet. Lori and Carol high five. In the control room I punched in the scenario. Me, coming online. Girls. The simulator. The simulator activated and Lori, Carol, and Lisa found themselves in the movie Dragonheart from 1996. Lori, I remember this. It's the final fight from the movie Dragonheart. I used to watch this movie all the time when I was growing up. Carol, me too. I love dragons. Lisa, great minds do think alike for some people even though dragons are mythological beings. Lori, well. Let's show this monster what the power of friendship can do. Lori spreads her blue wings and unsheathes her Scottish claymore. Carol, let's get her. Lori, Carol, and Lisa charged and Carol punched Morgan in the face and Lisa kicked her in the stomach. Lori then slashed Morgan in the face with one swing of her sword and fired a blast of wind that sent her crashing into the wall of the fortress they were in. Morgan got up and charged toward them in a blind rage. Lori kicked Morgan in the chin and Carol punched her in the mouth and knocked out some of her teeth. Lisa kicked Morgan in the back and sent her flying up into the air. Lori flew up and dealt an axe kick and sent her crashing through the castle floor. Morgan got up and she was enraged beyond all forms of human comprehension. Morgan, I will kill you all. Lori, you brought all this on yourself, Morgan. You destroyed my friendship with Carol, got her in a lot of trouble at school, ruined her social status, and you even destroyed her family and made her homeless. It's over for you. Suddenly out of the blue, a strange blue cloud appeared out of nowhere and it enveloped Carol. The Geiger counter in the control room showed that it was radiation. That's cosmic radiation. Carol suddenly started glowing and she was in a blinding flash of blue light. When it died down, Carol was on the ground. Carol, I feel really weird. What happened? Lori, I think you have powers like me, Carol. Carol, I do? Let me see here. Carol held out her hand and she fired an orange heat ray and it hit the wall and exploded into a huge inferno. Lori, whoa. The explosion caused some of the castle to collapse as Bowen and Anan were sword fighting and the rebel collapsed onto Anan, burying him under a pile of stones. The explosion blew Morgan into another wall. Jumping fireballs. Lincoln, what power? Linka, incredible. Lainey, wow. Aline, wait. I've seen that heat ray before. It was from the Godzilla franchise. Godzilla? I remember a scene from one of my favorite Godzilla movies and it was from Godzilla vs Space Godzilla. Godzilla had an enhanced atomic breath ray that was orange and it destroyed Space Godzilla. I saw that heat ray too. It was awesome. That cosmic radiation must have given Carol some of the powers of some of the Godzilla monsters. It must have. Gabrielle, unbelievable. Back in the simulator, Carol was shocked. Carol, incredible. I now have powers like you, Lori. Lori, JD will have to look this up when we get back. Lisa, precisely. Let's finish our fight. Bowen, let me help you all. Lori, Sir Bowen. We greatly appreciate it. Bowen, you are welcome. Let me assist you too. Kara came out. Carol, Kara. Thank you. Kara, you are welcome. Lori, Bowen, Anan will not die that easily. As long as Draco lives, he is immortal. That explosion may have slowed Anan down, but it was not enough to kill him. Bowen, I realize that now. But I can't kill Draco. He's my friend. Lori, I know a way around it. But first let's destroy this wretch. Bowen, we heard your fight up here and you've done a good job. Lori, thank you. Let's go. Morgan got up and she has a sword now. It was a claymore. Morgan, now you all die. Morgan charged and Lori and Morgan clashed. Sparks were flying everywhere and setting the whole castle on fire. But Lori caught Morgan off guard and stabbed her in the heart and killed her. Lori, that was for Carol. Morgan exploded into a cloud of red glitter. Anan showed up and he was mangled up really bad. Anan, you have not beaten me yet. I'm immortal. Lori, not anymore, you are not. Chance an incantation jasts tiga nam lek min edxait krinsiga solo maras nor. The soul of Draco exited Anan and went back to Draco and he was whole again. Anan, what happened? Lori, you're mortal again. You've lost Anan. Bowen, we've won Anan. Your reign of terror is finished forever. Draco suddenly broke out of the chains that were holding him down and he flew up and landed behind Bowen, Kara, Lori, Carol, and Lisa and roared. Draco, I am now whole again and it's over for you. Our link has been severed and I can now do this. Draco blew a stream of fire out from his nose and it set Anan on fire and he was screaming in excruciating pain. Carol fired a heat ray and the castle exploded from underneath him and incinerated him. Carol, that's it for him. Lisa, affirmative. Lori, I hope he has a nice time in the netherworld along with Morgan. Carol, yep. Lori, Lisa, thank you. I am now free. Bowen, we couldn't have done all this without you. Lori, it was our pleasure, Sir Bowen. We come from another time and it's complicated. Bowen, I see. Thank you all. The simulator deactivated and Lori, Carol, and Lisa went into the living room with all of us. I looked up how Carol got powers, but surprisingly it was not in my book. Me? Weird. It's not in my book. Carol, you got your powers from cosmic radiation. Its effects are completely unpredictable. Carol, weird. I don't even know what else I can do. Carol suddenly felt a sharp pain in her back and she suddenly sprouted purple angel wings and we all gasped. Carol, whoa. That was weird. But why does my back feel so heavy? Lori, you've sprouted wings, Carol. Carol saw the wings and gasped. Carol, I have a lot to learn now that I've got powers like some of you. But I have nowhere to go now that I've been disowned by my parents. Me, let's talk to Mr. Lin and Ms. Rita then. We called Lin Sr. and Rita into the living room. Lin Sr., so what's up, guys? Lori, Mom, Dad, we found out that Carol had been disowned by her mother and father after having a terrible argument. Carol is here with us. Carol stood before them. Carol, hello Mr. and Mrs. Loud. Lin Sr., why would your own family disown you? Carol, it's a complicated story. Me, I've called in the principal Mr. Livingston and our teacher Mrs. Harrington so we can tell them too. When they arrived we explained everything and Principal Livingston, Mrs. Harrington, Lin Sr., and Rita were shocked. Rita, Carol, that is horrible. We had no idea. Me, nobody knew about it until it was too late. Principal Livingston, Carol, we had no idea you were going through all of that. Carol, I didn't even know about it myself, Mr. Principal. Principal Livingston, I can tell. To me, thank you for calling us over, JD. We can now help Carol deal with this evil personality problem of hers. Mrs. Harrington, yes. I can tell she's also been through a terrible ordeal. Me, yes, and you're welcome. But that won't be necessary. Lisa here invented a machine that removed this evil personality and we fought it and destroyed it. Mrs. Harrington, interesting. May we see this machine, please? Lisa, certainly. This way, please. We all show them the persona remover machine and Lisa explained how it worked. Mrs. Harrington, this is an amazing piece of machinery. Principal Livingston, indeed. Lisa, you are a great inventor. Lisa, thank you, Principal Livingston. I am always available whenever my siblings, friends, and parental units require my help. Principal Livingston, I can believe it. School starts next Monday, everyone. Me, understood, sir. See you then. Principal Livingston and Mrs. Harrington left and Lynn Sr. and Rita decided to have Carol be part of the family. She now lives in Laurie's room as a roommate and after 2.5 years they've finally reconciled their friendship. The end. ******. Another fanfiction completed. This one was a good one for me. The idea for this one appeared out of the blue. I watched Dragonheart a lot and I love dragons. They are awesome creatures. Dragons are my #1 favorite mythological creature. Carol Pingree having a split personality was another out of the blue idea for me. But I figured it would suit this chapter perfectly. The Godzilla movies are awesome. I got the idea for Carol's powers from the Godzilla franchise. Godzilla is now 63 years old, going on 64 years in 2018 coming up. I love Godzilla and all the monsters. They are awesome. I think 2016's Godzilla is wicked cool and he is awesome. Let me know what you all think. Have a happy new year and be sure to watch the ball drop in New York City before 10 p.m. Mountain Time. See you next time. Godzilla franchise is owned by Toho Studios and more companies. Dragonheart is owned by Universal Pictures.